Hey, what's going on? We're in Kombucha land again, just in case you guys are wondering. Kombucha land. We got the kombucha hat, we got the kitchen and that sort of thing, but we're being quiet today because I got hit in the head with a volleyball. Yeah, it hurt. So I don't know how to explain it, but I was like looking to the side, and as a coach, man, coaches, it's probably like 6 times more likely that a coach gets hit in the head than a player. And whether it's your coach or the players, it could be equally as important. This weekend I've got to make some really tough decisions right on the fly because we're going to provincials. And you know, it's really hard to make those decisions when you don't really know where you are. So luckily I think it was just a minor concussion and I'm feeling okay today. So one of the most difficult parts of my life that I went through was losing my dad in 2010. He had a stroke. I know, it's like really sad. And he was super healthy. He ride his bike. He was literally healthier than me. And I'm like pretty healthy. I mean, I definitely like my Sour Patch Kids. Yeah guys, I know you like the Sour Patch Kids. Something I want to talk to you guys about today is learning about your bodies and how it reacts to stress. So for about, I would say, he died in 2010. We moved back to Kelowna in 2014 and I started seeing this guy. His name, well, not seeing, like dating. Will wouldn't like that. Well, actually, what would, Brett? I don't know. Anyway, Brett Phillips is my naturopath and he is amazing. And the first thing that he said to me, I think, when I walked into his office was, I'm going to explain to you something about stress, and I'm going to explain to you it with an analogy, okay? I want you to imagine a cup, and we're not going to imagine one because we have one. So I'm going to imagine a cup. I'm going to sit on top of my kombucha, okay? And this cup, this is like your stress max capacity. Once you come to the top of the cup, it starts boiling over. And when it starts boiling over, when it starts coming over the cup and spilling over, that's when you start experiencing things in your body. And so when my dad passed away, that was the top of the cup. I mean, most people it would be. It'd be kind of weird if it wasn't, but if you have something in your life that happens that pushes your stress levels outside of this cup, and really you kind of want it halfway, so when you start getting to the top, you start experiencing symptoms of different things. And it could be coming over the cup. For me, I actually started experiencing like really bad migraines. So like not like headaches, like these are like you would start, your vision would start to go. You could lay in bed for like 3 days, it wouldn't matter. I was like day 16, and I'm like trying to open the door because I couldn't see the lock and it was a numbers door, and I'm like, I don't even remember the code. Like I'm so messed up right now. And so I was like trying to put it in, and Will's friend came behind me because I guess he was coming over, and this is in Edmonton, and he's like, hey, are you okay? He's like the funniest guy ever. I love Tyson. And so like he comes up and I literally turned and I just started crying, and that was the overflowing of the cup 100%. It had hit its max. It was not overflowing. It was like the kombucha, boom, exploding, and I just started crying, and I cried for like 4 hours because I just was so sick of this migraine. And why am I talking about this? Why is it so depressing? I'm talking about it because when I was a kid, I didn't pay attention to concussions and how serious they are. So I was like, I'd get hit. I remember in hockey, I got hit along the boards and I fell, and I don't remember anything, but like probably a little while later looking up from the ice. So my head was like in the helmet looking up from something. I was like, oh, what just happened? And I got up, and then I was like immediately fell down again. That's a concussion for sure, dude. I had one. And then I got up and I literally grabbed the boards to crawl back up, and I like basically was falling and trying to skate my way back to the bench, and I made it. But then I just kept playing, you know, because like people didn't really, it wasn't like something that people really looked out for. It was like, are you okay? You see 2 fingers? Yeah, okay, keep going. And you know, we kind of still have that because kids just really want to play. And for me, it's really hard to say no to a kid and tell them not to play. So today, I just wanted to talk a little bit how if you feel like you got a concussion, if you feel like your brain, you can feel it. So like instantly, I got hit right here, even though that's not my head, you know, where you feel like your brain. But what happened is instantly, I felt a rattle I felt my brain rattle. I could hear, and then I felt a pain right up here. So this is like a really sensitive area, and then now it still hurts. And this is like hours later, so 100% I have a concussion. And it's minor, but I can feel it affecting like a little bit of my thought process. Even right now, I might sound like a weirdo. But yeah, like, so I really want you guys, like right now, like I'm literally like gapping out. I'm like, whoa, is this my brain? And then your head, then you get the negative feedback loop from hell. That's what we call it. It's like your feedback is like, am I talking like this because I'm just stupid? Or is it I'm talking like this because my concussion? Like, you know, and then, no, it's not a concussion. And you like start talking to yourself, and then that's not good. You can't, because you can't focus on what you're doing. So I want you guys to just like take it a little bit more serious. If you have a concussion, stay in like kind of low light. So wear a dark, you know, hat and sunglasses for a few days, and stay away from like phones and a lot of technology. Because otherwise, years later, when my cup overflowed with kombucha now, because I love kombucha, but back then, whatever it was, with all that stress, your body will experience it in some sort of way that it was meant to be. So I'm sure I rattled my brain, rattled my brain so many times that when my cup was overfilling, that's how it presented. So just kind of something to consider. So today, kombucha, after I did the last video, people were like, how do you make kombucha? I don't remember. How do you get your starter kit? And I should have posted below, but I'm gonna post below this time the entire video that I learned how to make kombucha from, because I love it. I forget the dude's name, but it's gonna be below. He's super awesome. I probably forget it because of my concussion. So just in the pantry here, I grabbed some kombucha from my last batch. Ooh, it's actually making 2. If you can see it, I don't know if you can check it out. But this is just a little kombucha in a jar. And if you can see on the top, this is this first SCOBY being made, but there's actually one on the bottom that's being made. See if I can turn it. See, there you can see it. It's kind of being cultured as well. And once this is like a little bit thicker, you could use it. I mean, I probably could use it now, but I would wait a little bit longer. I'd be a little bit more patient, make it sure it's nice and big, and then it really traps in the everything that the kombucha needs. Basically, it's fermented tea is all it is. You know, like if you see one of these bottles, it's basically raspberry kombucha from my favorite page, Kombucha Brew, which I went to, but you guys were closed. Suck. On Saturday. Come on, Saturday. People are off work. They want to go get some kombucha. I totally want to party with kombucha. Anyways, everybody else is going by, and I'm like, let's go to a kombucha brewery. Who doesn't? Okay, fermented tea, yo. That's what this is. So you're gonna take your SCOBY. Just take a little bit of original kombucha. Don't buy it with the fermented fruits with it. Just buy the tea, stick it in your jar like this. So we want to make sure that when you deal with SCOBYs, your hands are super clean, and you don't want to use soaps and stuff. So what I do is I always just have like a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I have like my ring on. I don't really take it off because especially when I have a concussion, I might not remember where I put it. So we'll wash it off there. It's just hot water, and then I'm gonna use a paper towel because I don't have any really clean cloths around right now. And you want, again, everything should be really like sanitary. And then I'm gonna just grab a bowl. Okay, so the SCOBY, like again, it's gotta be really clean, so I'm just gonna rinse this out. So I'm gonna take the SCOBY, which you can see here. Maybe I'll bring it a little closer so you can check it out. Ooh, look at that, some nice color. And then it really likes to stay with some tea. So I'm just gonna put some tea with the scope. Oh, this smells good. I wasn't actually sure if this one was ready yet, so I left it for the 7.5, 8 days. And that's how I like it. I like it a little bit sweeter. So I leave it for that. And then I just have it in here and you can just stick it in the fridge. You don't want to sit it out, you'll ruin it. And then I always put the kombucha kind of in one of these before I start mixing it, just so that it's easier to pour. So I'm gonna put that in the sink, not make a disaster, pour my kombucha in. And then you wanna take well, you don't have to use a fruit juice, but today we are making Concord grape. So I'm hearing that this is like one of the best mixes to make the kombucha with. So I'm gonna grab my Concord grape and we're gonna put some in. So this is organic and I highly suggest only using organic, and it definitely should not have any preservatives in it. So this is fairly expensive juice. It's like, I don't know, this was on sale and maybe $7.50, $8. So it's not cheap juice, but you're also not using a lot of it. So then I'll take my other little trusty one and I'll measure it out. So I was doing of the other kinds a quarter. So this isn't overly sweet, but I'm gonna do a quarter of each of the smaller bottles. So when I use these bottles, I do a quarter, so about that much. So I'm gonna do half a cup for, there you go, for the bigger jar. So we're gonna put that in, and then we're gonna mix the kombucha into there. And I wouldn't do one jar at a time. I'd have 6 of them going, but I've done a few of these videos and never posted them because it just takes forever doing all of them. So I was just wanting to show you the one. All right, so that's that. Maybe we get a little bit more in. Whoop. Spilling over that cup. Too much stress, yo. Okay, and that's that. So then I'm gonna basically write on it so that I know the date and what it is. And I'm gonna let this one second ferment. So some of them you can just drink them straight up out of the fridge, which I'm gonna do about half of the batch so that I have kombucha to drink, as I did run out. But I'm gonna just write on it April 26th, because that's the date today. And then I'm gonna write Concord and mixed. So this is mixed tea. So this is black tea and green tea mixed together. So yeah. Anyways, Concord grape. Woo! Smells good. It smells like grape juice. Japan. That's a whole nother story. Okay. Yo, thanks for joining me today. We're gonna, in like 3, this is 2 days, it's gonna sit for 2 days. So in 2.5, 3 days, we're gonna see what it tastes like. So we're gonna make sure it's nice and tight. We're gonna stick it in the pantry, let her sit, and then we're gonna try it out and, I don't know, come back in 2 or 3 days and we'll be trying the Concord grape kombucha, which goes along with Concussions. This is like a C3 video. Concord kombucha, which is a K, so it's actually a CKC. It's the concussion messing with my brain. Let's just call it a C3. All right, so this is our C3 kombucha concussion video. Don't get concussion. If you get one, do nothing. Sit in a dark room and just do nothing. Make sure to subscribe below to make sure that I know you like these videos, and we're gonna keep doing more. I don't really care if there's only 10 people doing it. You guys, I love you. 10 people doing the kombucha, hanging out with the Bird Dog crew with T2 volleyball. All right, check out the beach volleyball starting up. We're almost full, only a few more spots left, but you can get in now if you register below. Smash that like button.
We proceed to give you what you need.